Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Mo back with another video. In this video, I'll be talking about the pre-trip inspection and how you guys can pass it in one attempt with 100% success rate in just 2 days. In just 2 days. I did it, so I know you guys can do it too. I'm not perfect, I'm not smart, I'm just an average Joe. I'm just an average Joe, so I promise you, if I can do it, you guys can do it too, right? But before I get to that, please like, comment, subscribe, share this video because it lets me know that I'm putting out valuable information, which keeps me going. So help your boy out. Help your boy out. But all right, to the video. So before you even get to the pre-trip inspection, right, you have to go to the yard, and at the yard, you will get a packet from your instructor. And in this packet would be, guess what? The pre-trip inspection. All right. So let me break it down. The pre-trip inspection comes in 3 sections: the in-cab inspection, the mechanical inspection, and the lights, leaks, and liens inspection. Yes, that is all one section: lights, leaks, and liens. Right. So you will have to memorize all 3 of these sections to pass your pre-trip inspection. But no worries, I got the method. And I promise you will be perfectly fine. You'll be perfectly fine. So the first inspection that you'll be tested on is the in-cab inspection. Within the in-cab inspection, there's 2 parts. 2 parts. There is the actual inspecting part, and then there is the air brake inspecting part, right? What a lot of people like to do is read those 2 sections on a packet, and as they're reading it, you know, they're looking at the parts in the truck, they're testing the brakes all in one go. You know what I'm saying? They don't break up the sections. The way I did it, first, I broke up the sections, kept it as it is because it's already broken up in the packet. So I kept the sections separated, and I started with the in-cab inspection, like the actual inspecting part, inspecting the steering wheel and stuff like that. I started with that and fully memorized that because I just like I said, I didn't find it effective just learning everything in one go. I like learning things in smaller chunks because it's easier and it's faster. It's easier and it's faster, at least to me. So that's what I did. So I separated it and I learned the in-cab inspection first, right? And within the in-cab inspection, I took another step by breaking it down some more. So within the in-cab inspection, I broke it down into small groups. 4 groups. I broke it down into 4 small groups within that section. So one group was the emergency equipment group. The second group was the dashboard and lights group. The third group was the steering wheel, the defroster, and driver and passenger side mirror group. And then the 4th group was the windshield, the wipers. That was my 4th group, right? I didn't move on from the emergency equipment group until I fully memorized it. Then, like I said, then I moved on to the dashboard group, right? So I just did the same cycle, rinse and repeat that cycle until I fully memorized each group. And ultimately, it helped me, learn the entire in-cab inspection. And after I learned the in-cab inspection part, I moved on to the air brake inspection part. Did the same thing. Put that section into little groups. The service brake test, the trailer brake test, the tractor brake test. That was one group. The governor cutoff test. That was one group. And there's other groups, but I basically learned one group first, then went on to the next group, and kept doing that same cycle until I completely memorized the air brake section. And then at that point, I learned the entire in-cab section by learning the in-cab section first and the air cab section second. And that was the in-cab section, right? And that took me a day. That took me one day, and honestly, I could have tested on the in-cab section that day if I wanted to, but our instructor wanted us to wait till, we completely, learned everything. So, yeah, that was it for the in-cab inspection. That's what I did. For the mechanical inspection, the same method, right? There's the under the hood section. There is a coupling section. There's a clearance section. The trailer section. I think I'm missing 2 more, but you guys get the idea. I went to those sections, and within those sections, I broke those sections into smaller groups. So, for example, again, for the under the hood part, I broke that section into 5 groups, right? So I broke it into the hoses, wires, or reservoirs. That was one group. I broke it into the machinery, the alternator, the water pump. That was the second group. Broke it into the suspension components. Third group. Broke it into the brake components. 4th group. Broke it into the tire components. All that is the 5th group. So all of this, was under the hood umbrella. Learned each group until I completely memorized it. Then I moved on to the second group, and rinse and repeat, and that ultimately helped me learn the under the hood section and every other section after that. I wouldn't move on from one section to another until I fully had everything memorized with the previous section, right? So that's the method. That's the method, and I did the same thing for the lights, leaks, and leans. But yeah, man, that's the method. So getting this section and breaking that section into smaller groups. That is how you learn effectively. That's the fastest way to do it. And in doing this method, you will get 100% success rate, and you will pass in 2 days. Because I passed mine in 2 days. Everything, the NCAP inspection, lights, leaks, and leans inspection, the mechanical inspection, I passed it in 2 days. And I thought it was going to be impossible. I didn't think I would be able to remember all of that information in just 2 days, but I did because of my method. So use this method, utilize this method. I promise you it will work, and you will pass your pre-trip inspection with a 100% success rate in 2 days. All right, but that's all I got for today, man. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe to this video. I appreciate y'all for staying this long, but that's it. I'm out.